everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new series just dropped on Netflix called The Days, and this series is from Japan and it is a Netflix original series, and this series centers around this nuclear, like the planned disaster happened in Fukushima. So I personally have never seen this HBO show Chernobyl, but I hear that Chernobyl show is also centers around same concept, but I have never seen it. So that's why when I saw this show was coming, I was like really excited to see this, and this show did not disappoint. The show is actually, what I like most is the way it was made. It's really good, especially if you think about the disaster wise. Like this movie, end of the day, it is like what happened here is that kind of like a little bit natural disaster, I will say. Because you see, this show starts with this in Fukushima. They have this nuclear plant where all these people works there, and it shows you where the whole area is there, like they're working there, and all the scientists worker, they're all there. And when out of nowhere this earthquake happened, and then later we see that this huge tsunami just hit that place and everything get washed away. And of course, whenever you get this kind of tsunami in a nuclear plant place, of course, afterward, the aftermath is going to be huge. Especially, this show does centers around this idea how the government is dealing with this, and what they're telling to the people there, and the way this show was done, especially the visually, it was just so good. It's really very well made, especially some of the scene, it's so intense, especially all the tsunami scene in this show. It looks so good, especially when the water comes in this plant, where all these people are working, and when this thing just happened, it was really good. Very, like, if you don't want to see this show, it is 8 episodes. I think if you should at least check out the first episode, because the way it was done, it's really good. It's really worth checking the scenes. It's so good. Okay, so then later on we find out how is government like dealing with this situation. So this show does centers around back and forth with all these people working there, and how they're trying to protect the information. Especially when one scene we see these people who works there, their mom dad doesn't even know where he works. They think he works in this electricity station, something like that. All the acting in the show is quite good. And I actually really like visually this show a lot. Story wise, this show, it does show you everything in details. Like I guess it makes sense why they show you details, because creating all these set pieces, it was quite expensive, I think, because it's all this water scene were just simply amazing. Yeah, so when this thing happened, so I guess we do spend a lot of our time with all these people who works there trying to figure out, tells government how to, you need to evacuate the whole area and the neighborhood, because it's might kill all these people there. But of course, the government is always, they try to protect all the information, and they don't even tell people, until the last minute when everything in chaos. I really like this aspect of this story also. Overall, I really like this show. I thought it was quite well made show. All the acting was really good, and the story itself is also interesting. And this show, it is based on a true event. Of course, they will add some stuff. Whenever show based on true event, they always have to add some of the characters, because you can always do bit by bit. Overall, I think the show was quite good, especially the production is top notch. You do feel very nervous watching this show. You're like, whoa, is this person is going to be okay or not? Later on, cleaning up the disaster is also a lot of work. The show is actually really quite well made. I do imagine the show will be liked by many people, because it's very interesting. The way it was done is interesting. I think it's worth checking out if you like this kind of story. It's kind of like a disaster type movie, and afterward, what is happening, how it affected people's life. Overall, it's definitely worth checking. And this show is actually, I do review on many Japanese show, like especially there on Netflix. I do make review on them. once again, this show is so different from the other show. Recently, there was another show, Samurai. It was so good. I'm really so far enjoying all these Japanese shows are coming out on Netflix. Their quality definitely has gone up. However, I do have to say this because I'm making a review on it. Overall, I did enjoy this show, but I think they still need to edit the show a little bit better because like when you look back, they can edit some of the scene a little bit better. I think if they edit a little bit better, it will be more enjoyable for people when they're watching it. You know what I mean? That being said, yeah, overall it's worth checking, and that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this show. I think it's really surprised me. It's pretty good, and if you enjoyed this review, don't watch my other reviews, my other Netflix Japanese show. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.